Bobby Dirkens here. Last night was the big game down at the Cotton Bowl. It featured two historic powers who's won multiple championships, several Heisman Trophies, and has been guilty of a sanction or two. Featuring the number 5 Ohio State Buckeyes versus the number 8 Southern California Trojans. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, that was such a mouthful, I should end this now and let my lips rest. Took a long time to get that down, but anyway, it featured the two pretty girls of college football who just ended up not getting asked to the dance. They had great dresses, pretty hair, their makeup was superb, as my cousin likes to say, but they forgot that cold sore that was on their lip. Namely, Ohio State. Now look, I know you won your conference championship, and so did Southern Cal. But Ohio State, they can forgive that loss in week 2 against Oklahoma. They cannot forget about that 31-point thrashing to Iowa. Now, I know right now. I know, don't get upset. Sue Kavanaugh, I know you're probably watching this. You good people, you've always been great, and you got a good football team up there. And Sue, you've never, yes, I gave a shout out to one of my subscribers. Sue, you great. Appreciate you. So I'm not picking at everybody and saying their football team's not good. What I am saying is, the committee trying to forget that 31-point loss in November is like me trying to forget that time my stomach was messed up. I put it that way. And I stopped at my granny's for 2 reasons. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. See the old bird and take a dump. And when I got in there, I didn't have enough time. Busted through the bathroom door to go, squirt, basically, because my stomach was just so whacked out, about to ruin my jeans. And lo and behold, there was my grandma getting up out of the bathtub. I can't forget that. I've went to the doctor. I've went to counseling. I admit there's been a few times I've drank more than I should. Still can't forget that wrinkly image. And neither could the committee. Now, if you'd lost by a couple of points, no big deal. They'd have moved on from it. You'd be in the college football playoff today. And then Southern Cal, on the other hand, had 2 losses. One by 1 point to Washington State, which is a ranked football team. But then they got absolutely dismantled, 49-14, by the Fighting Irish, one of their biggest rivals. They can't forget that. But nobody seemed to care about Southern California getting left out. And Lord, no. We were talking about a couple of teams. Ohio State and Wisconsin. They talked about Wisconsin all the way to the end. That was one injured horse. We couldn't get put out of their misery until the very end. We had to put up with that abscess tooth all the way up to the buffet line. But anyway, I thought last night's game was going to be much closer than what it was. I thought that Southern Cal was at least going to show up. I was wrong. Ohio State beats them 24-7. One of those being a pick 6 by some saying the number 1 pick overall, Sam Darnold. Now listen to me. This is my opinion. First of all, anybody who wants to leave school early and go make millions of dollars, fine with me. Totally fine with me. I know some of you are stay in school and get their education. What? To at best get a job making $100,000 a year? Look, I may not be a genius up here, and I might sound like I may kiss my cousin from time to time, but I do know math. So if you take $100,000 and you have to work 10 years to make $1 million, or you can go straight into the big league and make $30 million in a couple of years, this old boy knows what he's taking. Oh, it's for the integrity of the game. You go to school to get a better job, to make more money, right? Is what it is. But on a professional football playing status, do I think Sam Darnold's fantastic? He's very talented. But he threw a pick 6 last night. And he's thrown several interceptions this year. And you can say, oh, it's wide receiver routes, or this, that, and the other, or his best player got circumcised the night before and couldn't run right. I don't know what you're going to say. All I know is I saw what he did against Notre Dame. And I saw him throw multiple interceptions this year. Stuff that you're sitting there going, okay, it's good to take some chances, but that one, he was in triple coverage. What were you throwing to? I think you should come back from a professional level. But They're guaranteeing him top 3 pick. Good luck to you. Then another one. J.T. Barrett. Now look, J.T. Barrett has like 700 touchdowns in the history of Big Ten football. He's talented. He's overcame some struggles and some stuff, and that's all great. I don't mean this bad towards J.T. Don't mean this bad towards you, J.T. You're a talented player. You're not an NFL quarterback, but you could go in and make a great, I think you'd make a great slot receiver. You go in there, you line up, catch a little pass, 5 yard, you have at least 5 to 7 years in the big league, you make mounds of money. Do it. You'll be fine. But for the past 2 or 3 years, everybody who's not an Ohio State fan has had to be subjected to nonstop J.T. Barrett, especially at the beginning of the season. Now, it ends up turning on him because last year he lost 31-0 to Clemson in the first round of the college football playoff. And the year before that, they credited him with some losses. So what ends up happening is they get top-heavy J.T. Barrett, and when he lets him down, they turn on him. So if I'm J.T., I'm like, hey, I appreciate the praise and the publicity and stuff, but y'all can lay off of me because I'd rather you lay off of me now than you turn on me later. All right? That's just my way of thinking. Last night, I'm telling you, Ohio State just opened up a can on them boys. You could hear them cracking it from the tunnel. Southern Cal didn't look right. They have all that talent. Southern Cal is one of those places they walk into a recruit's house, look at their mother or the caregiver, and they say, "We're Southern Cal. Want to come play football for us?" "Yeah. Yeah, we'll go. We want to play for you." Mm-hmm. How can you, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how you get blown out like that. I don't get it, but it is what it is. No skin off my teeth. Everybody knows I'm a Clemson Tiger. Been pulling for my Tigers for a while. I pulled for my Tigers when they were 3-8 in 1998. It was horrible. And then many years of just being let down during the 2000s. I pulled for them during that 70-33 loss to West Virginia in the first Orange Bowl we had been to since 1981. And that's what happened. Looking forward to this game on January the 1st, 8:45. Think about that for a second. Anyway, hey, listen to you. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button down there. Go on, hit that subscribe button. Now, I'm telling you now, if you want truth about college football, come to me. Remember, suits and ties, they're afforded no suits and ties by somebody paying them to say the right things about the wrong teams. Bobby Dirkens here. Come back and see me.